This is Monday 7E.
It's on now. I'm gonna make them run, I'ma make it fun now. And this is how the West was one day. Hear these drums, pal. With a beat that roars, demanding applause. Even if a motherfucker sick and twisted with no prescription, I don't give a fuck, boy.
Yo, what's up, Monday 7E?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm feeling good, man. Yeah, man, so first of all, I appreciate you taking the time out to cut this interview, I know we've been trying to get together for a minute now, sit down and talk, a little bit more, let everybody know what's going on.
Hey, my pleasure, man.
Oh, yeah. So for everybody that don't know about Monday 7E, tell us about who the artist is and how you got your start in the industry, man.
I'm Monday 7E, alternative hip-hop artist. Got my first record deal probably back in 2003. Shout out to Tony Palmer at Street Appeal Records. And I went from there and signed with MW Pro, label out of Minnesota. Things got kind of rocky. So I ended up signing with Lucky 7 Records in 2011, and that's been my home base since 2011. Shout out to Mr. J.
Man, sounds like you done had a pretty good experience so far, man. But correct me if I'm wrong, but you had a song that was charted called Charlie Brown, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
Hey, man, Charlie Brown was like a sleeper song, man. It was one of those things where I knew it was a good song, but I didn't know that it would have the momentum that it ended up carrying throughout 2019 and a little bit of 2020. Just a really great song. I was fortunate enough to have Jay Casino and Autonomous Legion, rest in peace Legion. He's on the track. Just turned out to be a really beautiful song, man. So I really do appreciate the other artists that were part of that. WG Productions on the beat, as far as he and I helping producing the beat together for that song. Bruce Jackson from Top of the World Records is the one who actually took the song out to New York and LA and really got a nice buzz for it. So I was very, very lucky when it comes to that. I feel very fortunate.
Man, that sounds like one heck of a time, man. I'd have been in the studio with you, so I done seen and observed your creative process, man. I know you got a big love for the live instrumentation and different things like that, and I understand that you're working on a huge nationwide project. Can you speak on that, man? From what I heard about it, I know it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, man. We're so excited about this. It's the title's called The Return of Indigo. It's top 40 style music, hip hop, a little bit of country feel to it. It's like a big pot of gumbo, man. So you get a little bit of everything. It gives me an opportunity as an artist to be able to kind of like try some other things and use some other subject matter as far as some of the songs that are on this particular EP. It's going to be a 7-song EP, and we're really looking forward to it. Got 3 singles that are really going to do good, man. I haven't been this excited about music in quite a long time, so it's been really refreshing even working on it and going through this whole process. Kind of like a reinvention of Monday 7E.
Man, I feel that. But man, like I know what I've heard before, from the Broker album and all of that. It was just so crazy how detailed you were, the features and everything. So, without giving it away too much, man. Well, matter of fact, let's get into the history a little bit. Who all have you worked with just throughout your career in the industry so far?
Oh man, I've been fortunate enough to work with just about everybody over at Strange Music, Tech, Chris Calico, Prozac, Snug Brim and Scotterman, Rob Rebeck. I've worked with Jay Casino, like I mentioned, Autonomous Legion. I don't want to leave anybody out. Oh, my cousin Dame Dub, D Rose. Oh man, it's been so many. I'm actually, and I've got to put this out there. I'm gonna be doing a song with Miss G. She had the independent film out called Big Trouble. So I'm looking so forward to working with the Queen, Miss G. I think we're gonna hook up probably first week of April. And man, we got a song called Forever. And I think it's really gonna be a great deal. So I'm looking forward to that. So practically, everybody that I've kind of wanted to work with, I've been fortunate enough to work with them. So it's been good.
Man, that sounds pretty awesome, bro. Man, so like, I mean, you got to tell me though, being an artist from Kansas City myself, you being, like having a following here in Kansas City, just the music scene here in general, just how was it, for most people that don't know, but the world knows about Strange Music, how was it just working with the Strange Music family?
Oh man, working with Strange Music, me and Tech did a couple songs together, and hopefully we're gonna do some more projects. But man, it's, those guys are about perfection. They really take their time, very picky about who they work with, and totally professional. And that's from Travis on down. I mean, the guys are all professional. Everybody's really down to earth over there. It was a great experience. I learned a lot, working with Rob Reedbeck and Scatter and Snug and Tech and Calico and Prozac. It kind of makes you step your game up a little bit more when you're dealing with such professionals like that. So it was just a beautiful experience, man. I have nothing but a lot of love for Strange Music and their entire staff and family over there for sure.
Man, hey, and just a person like yourself, with all the different talents, just a lot of artists these days are into a lot of different industries like film, fashion, even tech. Have you ever been, or are you now thinking about getting into anything other than music?
Yes, I'm signed with Talented Unlimited. They send me a lot of voiceover work, a lot of auditions to do certain voiceovers. I started out in the entertainment industry as an actor, so I've always had a passion for acting and writing screenplays and playwrights and things like that. So hopefully one day after I'm maybe done with the microphone, I'd like to start writing some film screenplays and things like that. I have a few different concepts for movie scripts and stuff that I've been working on over the last probably 5 or 6 years. So after this album is complete, I'm going to really dig in deep into some of those projects and kind of bring some of those concepts into fruition. So yeah, man, definitely I want to do some acting and some directing and some writing for movie screenplays and stuff.
And see, man, I think that's a pretty good plan, because when you listen to your music, if you just close your eyes, it's almost like a movie, like with every song. So, like how do you just go from writing songs to writing a screenplay? I mean, I imagine that it's it's going to be easy considering how, like, if you listen to that Broker album, for people who ain't heard it, it's basically like you watching a movie, but you can't see the screen, so very detailed. I mean, the soundscape is amazing, the instrumentation, the live instrumentation, the breakdowns, the melodies. I mean, everything it just paints it's like opening up a storybook. You don't really know what you're listening to, but then if you just listen to it for more than like 2 or 3 minutes, you will swear you've seen a movie. You know what I'm saying? So I can see that if you do that, it's going to be just as big as your albums, as your music career. So, but just how do you go from a song to a movie? What's that creative process like for you?
I have a really wild imagination, and I'm always wanting to write something, whether it's a concept for a movie or a playwright or a different song or just a concept for a composition. So it's kind of easy to go from music to screenplays just because it challenges me creatively. So I'm always looking to see if I can do better and if I can, come up with something that hasn't been done before, or, just basically my own little perception of this thing we call life, and, kind of trying to make sure that I kind of fit in everybody. Like, for instance, when Tech and I did the song Cuckoo's Nest, it's a song that's all inclusive. We don't discriminate, we don't judge. The Cuckoo's Nest is a really safe place. So I kind of try to keep everything in that perspective. I want everybody to feel welcome. So when you're trying to do that, sometimes it makes it a little bit easier to be creative.
Yeah, I can understand that. Unrestricted, Yeah. Now, speaking of that, before we get off of this topic, man, like I was saying, y'all got to check out this song called The Diner. Now, I know you haven't shot the music video for it yet, but when you do, I can't wait. So, man, you got to tell us a little bit more about the storyline behind that story, The Diner, man. That song is just, it's crazy, man.
Well, I appreciate that. I did The Diner was like recorded a while back, you know, but it never really got the push from the record label I was signed to. I did it with Chris Calico, and Michael Seven Summers was a co-producer, he and I, as far as the music part. And, you know, the concept came about, you know, I lived in LA for a while, and every time I would go to a restaurant or just practically anywhere, there was always people who were trying to get into show business, whether it was the busboy, the cook, the hostess. So I kind of wanted to bring that story to light and add some Kansas City jazz feel to the track. So it turned out to be a very good song. I'm actually going to put it on the 10 album, which is my celebration of 10 years in the business professionally. So we're going to put that on the Greatest Hits album for sure, because it didn't get the traction that it really deserved. And not tooting my own horn or anything, but it's actually one of my favorite songs I've done up to date. You know, there's a few other ones that, you know, are running a close first with it, but Diner is definitely a special song. I listen to it probably at least once every month.
Yeah, that song, man, that song right there, that's definitely on my playlist for sure.
Thank you.
Man, I know a lot of people though, speaking of that, you know, like coming from the Midwest, you know, everybody's attributed to a certain style of music, a certain type of music, but I mean, a lot of people try to put you in that box as a rapper, but your music, like when you listen to your music, it doesn't really just fit into the stereotypical cookie cutter genre of rap or hip hop or gangster rap or anything like that. It's more of a collection of everything from country to blues, top 40, jazz. There's definitely a great blues and jazz vibe. You know, some people could describe it as that pain music, like they used to play back in the South. You know,
right.
You know, and it always seems that you use a lot of live instrumentation. Like, tell us why you write songs where it seems like you can fit as many instruments as you can into the song. You know, and what's that creative process like? I mean, just explain it a little bit, man.
Well, you know, a lot of times when I come up with a song concept, I normally hear the music first. So, you know, I might hear like a guitar riff, and then something might say, well, you know, maybe let's put a violin right here, or some cymbals, or, you know, just anything. I just love instruments, and I love the sounds. They're all have their own individual place in this big music world. So anytime I can use 26 or 27 live instruments, or, you know, live tracks, whether it's, you know, for the most part, I really would rather have, you know, artists come in that play, but sometimes we're able to use some of the programs and get some instruments off of there as well that sound, you know, not as like the live feeling, but pretty close. So it just gives me an opportunity. You know, I've always respected artists like Beethoven and Bach and Brahms, how, you know, it used to really intrigue me how these composers could get 96 or 100 different instruments together and make beautiful music. So I've always tried to push the limit when it comes to how many instruments can I use to make this song complete. So it's just challenging, if more so than anything, you know. So
man, and see, it's crazy because, like you mentioned, you know, you've been doing this for 10 years, man. Yeah. And like, you know,
well, over 10 years, but actually I would say that I've been able to take care of my family with music over the past 10, 12 years easily.
Yeah, man. See, that's amazing, man. Especially with everything that's going on in the world with piracy and everything like that, you know. The craft of being an artist now is, I mean, it's a hard road, you know, but mentioning that, like, how have you stayed motivated throughout? I mean, you're talking about the pandemic right now. You're talking about the coming of the internet, you know, the reduction in live shows and music ripping and bootlegging. I mean, how does an artist such as yourself, just how do you stay motivated throughout those years and those trying times to actually just keep going, man?
Well, you know, I would say recognizing who I am as an artist first. So I've never tried to be like any other artist, you know. So it's easy for me to continue to make different types and different sounds of music and different concepts within all the genres. So you know, it's more of a challenge. But you know, as I said before, you know, I'm always basically competing with myself because I know I can write blues lyrics, I can write rock lyrics, I can write alternative hip hop lyrics or traditional rap, top 40, you know, but it's mostly just trying to continue to be creative, you know, and use different ideas. And also listening sometimes, and not very often, but I listen to other artists, you know, too. You know, there's a few guys that I think are really good and special in their craft. So, you know, they kind of keep me on my toes too. And I always want to make sure that I stay true to myself first, but also stand apart and am able to stand alone and feel confident in what I do as an artist myself. So,
yeah, see, and see, I respect that, man, because now with like the different generations of music, like we can see now, like with technology becoming available to everybody, just how artists just they come out every day, just
right.
new artists after new artists, you know, and it does. It's hard and it's difficult to stand apart when there's so many new artists, just because the audience doesn't really get a chance to really listen to the music anymore like they used to, because there's so many different directions and distractions that's going on in a person's life every day.
Oh,
you know,
so true, so true.
So you know, going forward with that, you know, with this, I mean, I gotta get back to this project. You know, with it being, you know, from what I know about it, I know it's going to be crazy. So I just want to know, are we going to see Monday touring or performing anywhere soon after this pandemic lifts?
You know what, man? There's so many worthwhile charities and organizations that I would personally like to be a part of helping raise money and awareness to their organization. So I'm looking so forward to doing some benefit shows to help combat domestic violence. Also, one of my other deep interests and passions is to help out the Missing and Exploited Children organization. So I'm hoping to do a lot of benefit shows, you know, to help raise awareness and funds for organizations that I hold dear to my heart and close to my heart. So yeah, definitely, man. Hopefully, you know, we're looking forward to doing some shows at least by this fall. So, you know, any time I can get involved to help some of the organizations that I hold dear and hold close, then I'm jumping at the chance. And I've had a lot of conversation with Lucky 7 Records, Mr. J, and you know, he's ready to, you know, jump all in and let's do some shows and let's help raise money and awareness for a lot of different organizations, because you know, I've been blessed. I feel I'm gonna be okay either way. So anytime I can give back or be a part of, you know, helping to help other organizations, it's really gratifying. So I look forward to doing some shows to help other organizations and also, you know, kind of get the Monday 70 name out there as much as possible too.
Yeah, man, that's respect for that, man, because when you putting in work like that, that'll definitely come back to you in a good way. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, one more thing I want to do with this new project coming out, I'm going to reach out to a couple of organizations and let them know that I'm going to be giving them a certain percentage of every EP sale or single sale that we do in this first probably 6 months of the new campaign for the new record. So hopefully it'll do well, because if it does well, then obviously we'll be able to, you know, help support some of these organizations. So I'm looking really forward to that, and I'm hoping to get people excited about the project and excited about the music so we can make a difference.
Man, that's awesome right there, because you know, basically what you're doing is you're showing appreciation for the people that support you. It's hard to find that these days, you know, so especially in the music game.
Right.
So speaking of that, man, a lot of artists, like with your rep, you know, they don't really work with a lot of the smaller unknown artists these days. But I know, you know, just with you, I mean, how do you feel and why do you feel that it's important to work with the artists that are unknown, that are just starting out or just getting their feet wet, or might have been around and had a nice underground following, but still hadn't reached that stature that you reached?
Man, you know, I just when I get not as much anymore because I'm kind of transitioning artistically from the alternative hip hop to more so of the top 40, you know, music and mainstream. But, you know, I just feel like, man, there's so much talent, not just here in Kansas City. I mean, I get requests from all over the country, you know, people wanting to do a song or asking my advice on certain things. So, you know, I just feel as a community of musicians and composers and rappers and singers, you know, it just works a lot better if everybody can support each other. Now, I'm not going to support somebody talking about killing somebody or, you know, doing something vulgar or, you know, I just can't condone that being a father. You know, it's kind of hard to talk about certain things, but then I have to look my children in the eyes as well. So there's certain things that I won't compromise and won't do certain records with artists, but I would say 99% of the artists that have reached out to me, I've worked with them, or we've at least made plans to work, you know. I'm about positivity and love and unity, you know, so this music community is, you know, it's getting kind of smaller and smaller because there's a lot of young talent that are going by the wayside or going to jail or getting killed. So I want to bring the joy back in music, if all possible, at least what I can control. So yeah, I mean, I implore any artist that, you know, would like to work with me, please reach out, man. If you got something good going on and I'm really digging the concept, oh, most definitely, man. And then you never know, you know, my mom always had a saying, she says, always be nice to people because you never know when you're talking to an angel. Same in the music business. I try to always have a certain amount of respect for any artist because you never know what they're going to end up doing in the future, you know. So, yeah, I always try to work with, and I don't by any means consider myself on some high level or anything, but what I have accomplished has been hard work, and, you know, nobody really gave me any breaks or shortcuts. So anytime I can help an upcoming artist, if it's going to help them, you know, get their name out there, or maybe, you know, trigger something in them that brings them to a more of an artistic level, then I'm always in for that, you know, especially with the younger generations, especially with the kids out here now.
Yeah, man. Man, this has been an amazing interview. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to, you know, sit down and rap with me, you know, and let the world get a chance to, you know, get to know you a little bit more. Ladies and gentlemen, Monday 7E, you know, go ahead and check out that new EP when it dropped. You know, be on the lookout for any kind of local performances, like you said, charity events, just whatever, you know. So when you hear that name, Monday 7E, check out the YouTube channel, check out the Spotify, the iTunes, yeah, Amazon. I promise you won't be disappointed, man. It's one of those things to where the music, all the projects that I've heard from this particular artist, you can put it on the intro, and it's gonna, you can ride to it all the way till it's done, and then you're gonna put on the next track and do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he put in that work. I've been in the studio with him, and man, it's just amazing, y'all. So I'm really looking forward to hearing the whole finished album. You know, that's what I want to hear. You know, so ladies and gentlemen, Monday 7E.
Thank you.
It's about time for you to get next to me in your mind. So tell me how you got so sweet. Girl, you're so fine. I love it when you sweeten my tea. Cause you keep pouring on sugar. I'm really loving your southern talk. The way them Carolinas making you walk. I'm never leaving, don't you worry at all. Yeah, baby. Cause you keep pouring on sugar.